Paul Schwartz on guitar. Thank you very much. Bar mitzvahs, weddings, bris, you name it.
I like it best when we're really all out on stage. What do you guys think? We start together.
You know, he dropped the ball last week.
Oh, there he is, Michael. You're here the first time.
Nothing like getting to us ahead of time.
Thanks a lot.
You look good, man.
Okay, right.
You're first.
Break a leg.
Thanks. Okay. I'll start it off and I go, welcome to the show.
Wait a minute, Michael.
Wait. Yeah, let's check this out, Michael. Wait. Okay. Keith,
Me. How many have never been to an improv show?
Right.
Audience raises
that
hands.
appropriate?
Everybody has, except for these poor guys.
Well, this show is based on suggestions from you, the audience.
We might ask, for instance, what's your favorite color?
And you, I'm sorry.
Yes, you
Step slide.
I stepped out the audience's light.
No, you're
Go ahead.
And you, the audience, would respond, that's your cue.
Right, Great. And if we said, what kind of transportation did you arrive in tonight?
You might say
Chariot.
car, BART, ferry, space shuttle.
That's great. And Joe keeps playing.
Okay. Page 2, a loaf of wheat bread. 6-pack of pick up shirts at Mr. Woo's. Hamburger.
Michael! What is this?
What is this?
It's a grocery list.
This is your grocery list, Michael?
I just finished the script.
What?
No shit.
Well, great. Well, what are we supposed to do with this? What are we supposed to do for the rest of the show?
Make it up.
Make it up?
Yeah, spontaneously. Improvise.
Improvise.
Hang on, there's an idea. We could do that. We could try it. We've done that before.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
We've had lots of training in it.
I
Come
don't
on, you
think this
guys.
written stuff's going to work anyway.
I don't either. After all, we're
Flat Family!
And to start the spontaneous theater tonight, I need a suggestion. I'd like something that is a theme in relationships you've had. We've had things like smoking and being overweight or overeating or sex or etc. I'm sorry? Farting.
The judge is ruling.
bodily process.
We have farting.
Oh, good, Agnes. You've got the, what you call it?
That's right. I have a pate.
No, Agnes. I didn't want a pate. I wanted something for my tummy.
Oh. Papaya.
Papaya. Oh, good. Now, will that get rid of the, you know?
Oh, decidedly.
You know, we are the Montgolfier brothers, and we are going to fly the first hot air balloon over Paris, but we forgot our hot air. What are we going to
What is this? Little botulas. That's terrible.
Well, I don't know about you, Roger, but I can't wait till we get back to Houston. I'm gonna find the guy that packed nothing but these freeze-dried burritos.
And I would like to welcome you all today to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Fresno
a girlfriend. I found my way into her heart. She gave me some food, and I lit a...
Well, as I'm sure most of you intellectuals here tonight will appreciate the way we started the show. For this next piece, I need I think maybe we've all been in a situation with another person where something's gone on, and then a few hours or maybe later, or maybe the next day, we've been trying to recall exactly what happened, and we sort of misinterpreted exactly what went on. What's a situation that two people might be in that would be easy to misinterpret later?
A date.
A date. And where might this date take place?
Zoo.
A date at the zoo. Thank you.
Oh, I like the elephants, don't you?
Oh, Alfie, I think they're wonderful. Look at his kind
They're
eyes.
so big.
I know.
And
Alfie,
gray, too.
they're gray, yeah. Alfie, could we talk?
Yeah?
Oh yeah, Phil. Yeah, that date at the zoo was great. Yeah, she couldn't keep her hands off of me.
I think that it's time that we talked about.
Well, I was just really surprised about how forward he was.
Well, it's the first date, you know. It's got to get to know your son.
About us?
Yeah, about us,
Yeah.
and about how serious we are or how serious we aren't.
I paid for the tickets, didn't I?
she was just bowled over, you know, by my incredible generosity. You know, it's like I'm such a big spender, and you know, we had a limo, the whole thing. I had the monkey house catered. It was great.
You know, I really do like you, and I don't mind taking the AC Transit here to the zoo. But I think that we ought to discuss where we're going, you know?
I want to go to the monkey house. I brought peanuts for you.
Dad, I want you to meet him because you could give me that sense of, like, you know, is this man going to crush and break my heart like all the others did?
And she was just coming on to me. I mean, the whole time, you know, I thought she was an intellectual, you know, but I mean.
Give me those peanuts, Alfie. You're so literal. What I mean is, do you want to move in with me or not?
Well, did he take you out to eat?
Not really.
Is that a yes or no question?
He finds economical ways to entertain me. I think he's a cheap ass.
Yeah, basically, she asked me if I wanted to be her love slave.
There are no strings attached. I have an extra bedroom. We could live like brother and sister, you know, if that's what you wanted. It would save us both money.
Well, I think it's really good that you're taking your time this time, not rushing into it like you did with all the others.
Yes. Oh, I learned that. I really learned. That's a mistake to do that.
Sure is. Remember the Mooney you brought home?
I know I've only been dating for 2 weeks, but I think you want to move in, Alfie. I really do.
Yeah, basically, she said as soon as she saw me, you know, 2 weeks ago, she just, I don't know, she began undressing me with her eyes, and.
I mean, I really don't feel, you know, real romantic about you, but I think you're sort of like my soulmate. You know, you're the little brother I never had, and we really have fun together.
I feel like this guy is really something special, so I want to really go slow and get to know him and kind of like sense our compatibility.
He's the one, huh? He makes you go hoopa hoopa?
So I cleaned out the extra bedroom, and I hired the moving van. And I thought maybe you could move in. You do have tomorrow off, I know. I checked with your boss. Maybe you could move
You
in.
know what I've always told you is a real man wants a real woman, so don't ever tell him what to do.
And
Never.
she's turning her spare bedroom into a playroom. Wink, wink.
Did Mr. Phillips want to move in too?
No, he didn't, Alfie. I didn't ask him to move in.
So I thought if maybe I invited him over and you and Mom got to meet him, and then you could tell me what your perceptions are, because I really want some input this time. I don't want to be foolish like I have been before, Dad.
Please move in, Alfie. I need a man ahead, Alfie. I don't care. I don't care if you're a brother. I don't care what you are.
I think that's very mature of you.
What we want to do now is tell you a collective story, and we want to get you involved in this in a way that you can help us out by having you be the ears of an editor. So we'll be telling the story one person at a time, depending on who the conductor indicates it's their turn. And what we'd like for you to listen for are 3 possible errors we might make. For example, we might make an error in grammar. We might have an overly long pause, sort of stalling. And we might unnecessarily repeat words. Now, bow wow is not, for a dog, not unnecessary. But if somebody goes, we went to the store, then that's your cue. That's an error. And if you hear one of these 3 errors, what we would like for you to do is to let us know by calling out energetically the word zap. So let's practice your part. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Zap! Woo! You guys are good! Brings the storytellers out. And so let's also bring out our conductor, who will be manhandling us in this story, Mr. Scott Keck.
Okay, quickly review those rules. Unnecessary repetition of a word, overly long pause, or a grammatical error. And Sue said you were going to be involved in the story. That's right, by helping zap boo-boos. Also, we want to get you involved by getting some suggestions. So how about, what's the first thing you pull out of that 4th drawer down in the kitchen by the refrigerator if you stick your hand in there?
A baggie.
A baggie. Okay, thank you. And what's the least dangerous pet you can think of?
Grasshopper.
A grasshopper. So we have a baggie and a grasshopper. And gosh, I don't know, just for fun, how about a style of literature? Gothic. So we have a baggie, a grasshopper in the Gothic style.
Antoinette poked at the log in the living room where it was burning. She looked up into the painting of her
Father. His eyes burned readily at her, and she remembered all of her youth. It flooded back.
In her mind, memories of walking on the moors with Dad giving her sage words. She breathed deeply
And thought to herself, I don't miss that man. He was a terrible influence in my life. He made me wear
All sorts of herbs. That sage advice was nothing I can ever forget. As the memories came back to her, her frown grew deeper. And she thought,
the clouds are scudding.
across the skies once more, beckoning me out onto the mysterious moors.
where danger lurked. She heaved her bosom one more time and set forth toward the
Dark moor. She flung her cape over her head and
Lee headed back. She sought out the tall grass.
where she knew she could find
Safety. She bent down low so that she could just
about seas. I can take a hint.
Let him have it. Now he knows that we love him.
And the last line was,
She bent down low where she could just She bent down low.
Okay. So she could see the fertile green earth.
growing low on her lands. She knew that her glands were in danger of being usurped
of the grasshopper, a magical and wild creature heard only in verse, but she believed
in it. And she knew that on nights of
Darkness like this one, he would appear as a handsome
prince, and she longed to
meet him and see his wings spread across.
the sky.
Suddenly she looked up and there stood a dark figure.
Wrapped also in a cloak, looking
Very green. There was something
about him that impelled her forward.
She went towards him and said, your legs.
are so long. And I long to be
among them.
He slowly smiled, and his eyes got greener.
He bounced a little bounce of joy. He reached into his chest
and pulled out a small plastic bag. He opened it
Why? To show her.
that there was a beautiful
gem inside and took it out, holding
it in front of her eyes.
where she stared into it.
And look deeply at the vision.
Therein, she said,
Your long antennas are reflecting.
I am feeling myself grow longer.
and longer, and Horace.
What?
Alright, don't get cocky. It's a rough house tonight. Longer and longer and
Horizontal. And surely antennas, in fact, were
Sprouting out of her
long blonde tresses. Her heaving bosom noticed that
she was no longer
female in form, but rather hard-backed, and turning a slight
shade of green.
And there, in that moment, he also
Formed himself into a beautiful flying insect.
and she became the same.
As they flew off together
Into the night,
she said to him, "My darling,
I have longed
to do this with any man
and any
grasshopper. I'm so glad to have been a part of your magic."
For the next piece, I need a couple more suggestions, if you could. How about an item left to you by your grandparents that you cherish?
A locket.
A locket, thank you. And how about a style of soap opera? Now they might on the surface seem to be all the same with the exact same words each week, but they're not. We know that.
Hospital soap.
A hospital soap, thank you. There you are. I'm so glad I found you early in the morning. I have many things that we must discuss. My wife is now suspicious.
Philip, you can't mean this.
I do. Please untie me, will you? I fear that she knows more about my operations than I thought.
Oh, Philip, what are we to do? You realize, of course, you'll lose your inheritance if she discovers us. And not only that, the children won't speak to you anymore. And I'll have to have an abortion.
What? Is this your gentle way of breaking news to me?
You mean, as a famed physician, as an astute, aware doctor, you haven't noticed the subtle changes in my body?
I'm a dermatologist. What do I know?
I always knew you never saw me.
I just knew you had more skin. I didn't notice anything about it.
Oh, Philip, I so want this baby. I so want you. I so want you to have all the money.
Oh, well, if you put it that way.
You must think of something. I'll be back.
I must think of something. Think of something. There's that announcer again. I can never figure out what that's about.
Philip, my darling.
Yes, Dr. Smithers.
Philip, we must talk.
Do we have to right now? I think that there's a white phone or something waiting for me.
Philip, since you've been a young man, you've been under my wing. I know you didn't believe that a woman physician would have anything to teach you.
Dr. Smithers, get this way. I've heard this lecture.
But as you know, I have taught you to be the finest dermatologist surgeon this side.
Oh, is that my beeper? Oh, it must be my. Oh, it is. I'm sorry. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Oh, that man. He's always disappearing. How can I ever tell him how I really feel? This will never work. It's not ethical.
Leona! How the hell are you?
I'm just fine, Amos. I don't know. You know, you love someone for years and you dream about them and you bring them up as if they were your own son and you love them and...
I've heard this lecture before.
You get all mixed up, even if you're the best woman surgeon this side of Minneapolis. I just don't know, Amos.
I don't either. Are you, can I clean up in here?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I gotta go take a couple of aspirin.
Take Tylenol, it's better for you.
In surgery!
Did you tell him?
Oh, yes, I did. I told him and he's thrilled.
Oh, good. I thought he'd want you to have an abortion. Men are like that, you know?
No, not my Philip. Oh, Amos, you've been so there for me. I want you to know how much I appreciate it.
Show me.
Would you like me to scratch your back in that way that only I can?
Yes, but only if you use that soap. Isohexderm or whatever.
Amos, I would be glad to. You have done so much for me. You have covered for Philip and I in so many ways.
Yes, and that's why I have this contagious condition on my back.
We'll take care of this for you if only you tell him about it. Why must you keep such dark secrets, Amos?
Because I can't.
I know, Amos. You're Philip's father. Oh, what should I do? I have information I shouldn't have. It'll break his heart. Oh!
Jennifer, how are you?
I'm glad you're still here. I've been thinking about it all morning.
Philip! How can you do this to yourself?
It was easy.
Oh, Philip! I've been so proud of you. You've been off the bottle for 6 weeks now.
Hey, no problem. It's easy to get back on. It's like a knife.
Philip, I have something I have to tell you.
Oh, God. Everybody just wants to tell me something. Haven't you any respect for how I feel? Don't you realize as an orphan whose father is unknowns to me?
That's it! Philip, I found your father!
What?
There's a man! He's here!
Don't lie to me! Don't build up my feelings of self-respect here!
He works here at the hospital!
What? Where'd you go? Wow, come back here, one! Oh, God! I hope the PA doesn't come back on again.
Philip! Here you are!
What? Oh, come on.
I heard you've been hitting the bottle again.
No, I've been drinking it.
What are we gonna do, Philip? What are we gonna do?
Boy, it's unusual for you to ask questions.
Philip,
Actually, it's a lecture.
Philip, I have something to tell you. It's about who your real father and mother are.
Oh, God. How come everybody but me knows?
You thought that Laura was your mother, didn't you? And you didn't know who your father was, did you?
Yes, that's right.
But I must tell you, Philip, I'm your mother.
Oh, God.
Amos, clean up in pre-op.
Oh, God.
Amos, clean up in pre-op.
He smells bad.
Oh, Amos!
My son drinks.
Amos! I told him! He knows!
Oh, God, now where do we start?
Amos, my dear, we have a lot to be proud of. Our son is a world-famous neurological dermatological surgeon.
Jennifer, protect me from him! I don't really believe he's my father, but if he is, I don't want him!
Oh, Philip, how could you be so callous? He's a wonderful man! He stood by me through all my trials!
It smells like pine sol.
Hug your father!
Oh, yes, Philip, please do it!
Philip, hug your father now!
Are you really my father?
Where is my son?
Now we'd like to do a few scenes without words. We'll do them silently. And so what I'd like from you for those are a vice or a virtue, and think a little deeper. You know, some of the vices we've gotten have been things like overeating
Farting,
and smoking and farting. And if you think a little deeper, you know, what might be a little, what was that?
Shallowness.
Say it again.
Shallowness.
Shallowness. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Us by choosing something.
For it is me. I writing a song for you, Mimi.
Oh, Joe. Mimi.
Me.
I have chosen Playbook, which is where I get to read from a real scripted play, and the other players have to come and improvise around me. So I would like a page number from 10 to 300.
96.
96. And let's see, how about
I don't get a book, huh?
You don't get a
Mimi,
book?
there's 3 of us here and just one book.
Well, I get to do the book.
It's her piece, it's her choice.
What I'd also like is, how about a location?
Railroad station.
A railroad station.
You're supposed to back me up on these things.
Thank you.
There's only one book. I told you this would happen.
Okay, so I lost another quarter.
I know it's
You're not going to let me forget about it
it's
for the rest of the trip.
It's not that big a deal, except we're on a very strict budget.
Paul, have you let the Austrians force you to make peace?
I guess she's not going to let us forget that I was the investment advisor when gold lost $400 an ounce, so 2 weeks. And
Well, she shouldn't let you forget it.
coming on this trip was a mistake. I never traveled with my sister, much less my sister-in-law. So we brought you along. We could have left you off in Zurich, but no.
Paul, this time she's right.
You could have annexed Serbia and made Prince Alexander Emperor of the Balkans. That's what I would have done.
And that would have solved everything.
Just because she wanted to put mom and dad in a trailer park in Miami.
It would have worked. You never trust us. You think that just because you're a man, you got all the right answers and all the good advice. She's absolutely right in this case.
Oh, my usual sore throats, that's all.
Oh, isn't it better? I'm sorry. Let's see. I think I've got some more of that Robitussin in here. There. Just swig it down. He'll feel better. It's all that shouting you have to do. No, you really should calm down. Don't take so much responsibility.
You are still a barbarian at heart, Paul. I hope you behaved yourself before all those Russian officers.
Come on, I unwrapped my Zagnut, didn't I? That's easy for you to say. As soon as the first pro-zip was set around the table, you were up there with your dress off and your, your hot pants
Don't
doing
bring
the
that up.
that.
That was the best part of dinner.
Set back relations with our company 50 years.
You didn't tell them that we have an electric bell in it.
We had to tell him. You always leave us with the hard news to break.
Well, if she wanted to start a second line of sexual aids for, introducing him to Behind the Iron Curtain, I think it was great. I just think we should have waited for the marketing survey. I don't know if the Russians are ready for electric bells in their shorts.
You touch a button, something tingles in the kitchen, and then Nicola comes up.
You'll have to admit that the relations got a lot better after that point. The dinner got improved.
I'm not so sure that Nicola was real happy about it.
That's all right, she can handle herself. That's when the caviar came out.
Civilized people never shout for their servants. I've learned that while you were away.
She calls very quietly now.
You were waiting on her hand and foot while I was gone again. I can't get water boiled when I have to catch the 5:30 train. And as soon as I get out of town, you two are like in this master-servant thing.
Oh, that's absurd, Paul.
Absolutely. We never did either.
Really refined people notice such things.
Not only that, you're exaggerating our relationship. Just because I have a giving heart and like to do favors for my... Do you have to do that in public?
I just had a candy bar.
We shouldn't bring him out with us like this. We should just leave him home and let him travel alone.
It's not the first nor second time, O king, that fame hath hurt me.
You guys didn't want to come on the trip to Peoria I got for winning Salesman of the Month? It's okay. You could have stayed home. No, I had to get down on my knees and beg the boss for an extra ticket so you could come along.
We wanted to all go together. You're just so plebeian.
A wise woman I am, and for that sin to divers ill names men would pen me in.
Yes, and you better cut that out. Thank you. We need another public location, like a train station is a public location. What's another public location?
Art station.
What was that first one I heard?
Library.
Library. All right, great. So we're going to go into the library. And one of the things that's fun about going to public places, especially for those of you who hang around San Francisco and all, the people watching is fascinating. And people can remind us of a lot of things. I mean, there is a saying that people look like their pets. That's a good one. Well, we're going to take a look at some people who come into the library who also look like other animals. So what's a suggestion of some kind of dangerous animal?
Lion.
A lion. Thank you. Let's go to the library. Can I help you?
Probably. Just let me look a while.
That's what libraries are for.
How do you stay cooped up in a place like this? You know what I mean? It's kind of dark.
It's better lit down there in the breeding room. It's much better lit. I like it here. I feel like I'm around the wisdom of the ages here.
Yeah, but it smells funny.
That's part of it.
You have any nail clippers on you?
I don't think so. Sorry. I'm very glad you're feeling so comfortable and relaxed here, sir, but you do have to keep it down.
I'm waiting for my girlfriend. You don't care about that, do you?
Oh, I think it's very nice.
Of course, she's late. Just kidding.
Sir, you have to keep it down. I'm sorry. Maybe the library's not such a good place for you. Maybe you should meet her out front.
All right, but
I beg your pardon?
I said, all right. But if she comes, I want her to know I was here. I'll do it in the alley.
What's an animal that you recently saw a nature show about?
Anaconda.
An anaconda.
Welcome to Centerville's library.
Do you have any books on small furry animals?
Oh, yes, that would be in the mammal section, which is down in the stacks, third level.
Mammals! I love mammals.
And if you go to the back, you'll see they're all alphabetized. Any particular species that I can direct you to?
Fat one.
Well, that would probably be the small and fat, huh? You probably don't want hamsters then, something more like oh, I know what would be perfect. Look in the Australia section. They have a lot of small, fat, furry mammals. Like the wombat is quite a sizable little, rather unknown species of small, fat, warm, furry mammals.
I like your necklace.
Thank you.
It's really
The koala bears are nice too. They're small and furry.
marsupial. Yes.
Australia section, third floor down, the mammal in the back.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
We
Would
like
a
suggestion
of
a
small,
friendly
maybe
creature.
chipmunk. Thank you.
I told you boys not to come in here after school without your mother. You look very nice. You're much cleaner than you were last time, and that's fine. Yes, the nails. The shoes are great. The shirts are very nice. You look wonderful and clean. That wasn't the point. That was just part of the point. Until you learn how to read, I don't want you to come in without your mother. You're taking advantage of me just because you live next door. Go find your mom. Where's your mom? Where's your mom? Time to get some work done. May I have a suggestion of 3 different styles of either television or movies?
TV
Sitcom.
news.
Okay, TV news, and a third one.
Western.
Western. All right, so we're going to divide the stage up here. And this section of the stage, got a piece of tape? Oh, perfect. Okay, this part of the stage.
Uh-oh. More tape, please.
Skull, okay, skull. Well, once upon a time when I was a very young child. So, over on this side, we have the sitcom. And in the middle, we have the TV news. And over here, this section of the stage is dedicated to Western. So what I'd like now is a relationship between 2 men. Father, son. All right, so we're going to put father, son, and what room is this? It's a room in a house someplace.
Living room.
It's to the living room. So we're going to put a father-son in this living room, and they will have to have this scene be in whatever style, the part of the room that they're in.
That's not the first time you've said something that stupid, Ricky, to your mother.
Oh, listen, Paul. It ain't my fault. I flunked the educational examination. It's tragic, but over 14% of my class failed that exam. And now I don't think I'll be able to play baseball on the team. Sorry, Dad.
Ricky, there's only room enough for one of us in this house. You gotta get your act together or be out by dawn.
Gee, Dad, how about if I borrow the car and just stay out till dawn?
You can't borrow the Pinto, son. It's dangerous.
You know, gee, Dad, if only you had let me borrow the car last week, I wouldn't have been mugged. Now I'm a statistic.
The 657th 17-year-old to be mugged. It's terrible.
That's right. That's right, Mr. Brodinger. And if you'd let me take the buckboard to town, why, I would have had to walk them 42 miles from school. Then the bad guys would have never caught up with me in a blind alley and forced me at gunpoint to give them the answers to the test. That's why I did so bad. I gave them all the answers.
Well, let's have some of those answers, Ricky. Show us the top 10 answers.
Gosh, Dad. Well, let's see. Top 10 answers were Afghanistan, Nairobi,
Dance when you say them.
the gross national product of Namibia, and well, hell, Paul, I can't think when I'm going like this because chemical deficiencies to my brain caused by a cutback in the school lunch program
You shouldn't have had the Jell-O left in the refrigerator.
have provided somewhat of a nutritional imbalance. Well, gee, how did I know that was for Mom's diaphragm? It was pretty good, though. Sparky liked it. He ate most of it. Yes, accidental poisoning can strike any home. That's why we recommend you keep this large wanted poster right here, and it kind of looks like you, Paul.
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah, in fact, I think you're wanted by the FBI. America's 10 most wanted. But, you know, if you let me borrow the car, I won't show this to Mom.
Ricky, I think those neighbors are moving in too close. We gotta get rid of the condo. Move to Aspen, where the crime rate is 10% below zero. You know what I mean?
Gee, Dad,
You little whippersnapper.
if we move to Aspen, then I won't be able to attend the magnet school program, which has proved so successful in my neighborhood. In fact, well, I'll have to be in that one-room school with the school marm again, and she beats my knuckles every time I falsify an answer on an achievement score. Because falsified answers are the only way I'm going to get to college, Dad. You know that.
You know how you run it. You know you'd rather stay with her than anybody else. Just because we went out, you're jealous because I love your teacher.
Well,
Your teacher, Wendy Tokuda.
every time you guys break up, she holds me back. I think I'm the single oldest fourth grader in the entire San Francisco public school system.
She holds you back because you're like a team of Broncos. You're just ready to spit fire and semen into the world.
Film at 11.
Now just ignore these for a while, all right? The next piece, what I need is think of a problem that occurs between a couple. Like, I mean, in the past week, obvious things like money and sex are problem issues that come up pretty often. What's a subtler one?
My name is
Whoa, what was that?
Table manners.
table manners, all right? So thank you very much. Thank you. It's a little embarrassing to be waiting for you all by myself here.
They have breadsticks. I'm sorry, it was, the Bay Bridge was back then.
I know.
My car stalled. There was a murder. I was shot at in Oakland.
I did order wine. I love you, but we've got a problem. You make me sick whenever we eat. You have no excuse. I've met your mom. She's nice and neat, and so is your dad.
For better or worse, that's what the preacher said. The way you talk, you think you'd be better off dead. So I don't have the choice of which fork I ought to use. At least I bring home the bacon, buy you lots of shoes.
What are we gonna do when we go out at night?
Well, at least that's not fine.
You behave this way and I get so uptight.
We could just walk out on the bill and call it a night.
Honey, could you try to clean up your act?
Well, I'll give it a try, but don't keep bringing me back to this same little restaurant where
They all know our names. It's rather embarrassing to have that kind of fame.
they bring out the drop cloth.
And it's straight down the floor.
When we call for reservations, they show us in the kitchen door.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know, baby.
'Cause I still love you.
But maybe Amy Vanderbilt could give me a clue.
I know what I'm gonna do. And real soon I'm gonna take you to an etiquette school. What do you think? Soon?
Well, only if they teach me which fork I should use.
Sure thing.
How many knives?
I'm sure they can do that. And more.
I might have to find
You'll
myself
be so handsome.
don't ride them like that anymore. Before we carry on, I'd like to first of all notify you that we have a surprise for you this evening, hopefully a pleasant one, and that Flash Family is the only group that I know of that gives rebates. So, you say, what, Doug? Yes, rebates. Because what we have... We already said that. But basically what we have is an arrangement with Sherman's California Diner, which is a California and 17th. They've been very nice to us.
Gary and 17th.
Didn't I want to say? Oh yeah, Gary. Yeah. Yeah, Gary. Well, if you don't want the rebates, I can go. It's a Gary 17th. They've been very warm and wonderful to us rowdy theater people after the show, and we hit on a nice idea, which is to give $1 coupons to every single person that has ever come to a Flash Family show. So if you haven't gotten yours, you can get one tonight as you leave. You can use it now or use it a year from now. It's up to you. If you find yourself in the neighborhood, go on in. You can pick your teeth with it, anything you want to do. We don't care. And the next thing that we're going to do is tell you that Flash Family prides itself on the fact that we don't repeat things. We try not to do the same show twice. There's one exception though, and that's a piece that we have to do every time because our audience just loves it. And we call it the intermission. So what we'd like to do, see, instant response. We'd like to give you 10 minutes of free time to do whatever crazy thing you want to do, including go to the bathroom. We have refreshments out there, and come back here in 10 minutes and enjoy what we call the second half. So, see you in 10 minutes.
Therapy, that's all there was, aerobics. Playing music for us throughout the show, and especially at the breaks, I'd like to introduce Joe Polino. Yeah. And the special guest this evening, Paul Schwartz. On guitar. Great, well, to start off a friskier than usual second half, we're going to do a piece for you called a montage, and you've given us lots of great verbal suggestions to help the show create itself before your very eyes. We need help from you again, this time in the form of an actual physical object, preferably something unbreakable. So, no, an actual object that you have with you this evening. So if you could hold him up and wave him around so I can get a look. Too breakable.
What do we have?
We have a bunny rabbit cookie cutter.
How many of you will have a bunny rabbit cookie cutter? Just that last row up there.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a bunny rabbit cookie cutter, E-I-E-I-O.
Sacramento, that's right, kids. Now, what's the capital of Miami?
Are you sure this is all you want left?
Bend over there.
All right, Friedrich, you know, during the war there's a big shortage of material to make boxer shorts, so I'm just going to ink this stamp and print your butt.
So, Captain Power, you think you can defeat Zarkon, eh?
Well, Mr. Johnson, my tattoos aren't very detailed, but they're very neat.
As part of the Surgeon General's plan to begin educating children about birth control at a very early age, we've come up with some unique and intriguing shapes for the diaphragm.
love birds. Shh, be quiet. I'll be here in a minute.
This is Exhibit 399, the pristine bullet that came out of the Mannlicher Carcano rifle back in 1963. As you see, it's splattered all over the place.
But wait, don't order yet. You also get this fantastic shaped Conrad cookie board. That's right, stamp out hundreds of perfect cookies in only seconds.
What to do when your bunny dies? You must freeze him, shellac him, hollow him out, and you have a cookie cutter.
Yeah, they're our favorite group, the heavy metal rabbits.
Told you to be more careful of that steamroller, Bill.
Yes, I'm the sheriff of this town. What of it?
Who belongs to this? Thank you. For this piece, I want to get serious for a moment. Because this is the heart of the second half. This is a piece we call life. It's a series of scenes, all played on one subject, one theme. They don't ever take me serious. So you can see how important it is that we search, that we delve into ourselves or the one next to us, and find that one idea that has never been examined the way we can examine it. It should be, I thought they were sneaking up on me. It should be a theme, important and a part of all of our lives. Sorry, I didn't mean to spit. It should be something bigger than moisture, smaller than anything. It should be in your lives, their lives, all of our lives, important, bigger than smoking. Well, I was going to say more important than sex, but you know what I mean. What is that subject?
Death! Making a sandwich.
I heard someone, but I didn't hear what it was.
Mortgages.
Mortgages. Mortgages.
Shirley. My God, they don't know who they're dealing with. That's all I can say.
Now, don't get all upset.
Don't they know I have millions? Don't they know I could afford any house in their backwater little jerk town?
I think that's exactly why they don't want us there.
Why is that?
Well, your attitude doesn't match their little town. Maybe I should do the dealings. I'm sure that I can get it okay.
What's wrong with my attitude, Shirley?
It's perfect. It fits perfect in here in New York. It's an ideal environment. But Centerville, Ohio, they're intimidated by you, Eleanor.
Well, I suppose they could be. After all, I am New York's most famous performance artist. Don't they know I'm going to put their town on the map?
I think that's what they're afraid of. I think they like their obscurity. That's why they pick such a mediocre name. Because there's 45 other small cities named the same thing. I don't think they want to be on the map.
Shirley, tell me what to do. You've always been my good friend.
Let me go for you. I can get it, okay? Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm only somebody by association with you. Maybe if I had some property and an account, a bank account in my name, then I could go in there and fill out all the papers and I can get us that place. We can have that ranch. All 14 acres of it, isolated by tall trees. And little farmhouses nearby that we can buy out within the year.
And bulldoze them all, right, Shirley?
We can put in the tennis courts and the pool and the golf course, just like you planned.
And the mayor's office, we'll bulldoze that too.
Right, flat. So, what do you think? Just a small house, just so I can say I have some equity.
Oh, I guess you're right. I hate to do it. It seems somehow dishonest.
I've prepared all the papers. All you need to do is sign this, and then I will own the Williamsburg house down the street, and I'll have a bank account of $14,000. Just a little tiny nothing.
Can I trust you, Shirley?
After all these years, all the things I've done for you, all the things I've never told you people have said about you behind your back, all those newspaper articles I tore up because they weren't flattering. Can you trust me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course I can trust you. Here.
I'll take care of it. The ranch will be yours within the year.
Shirley! I guess it's all right. Shirley! I'm leaving today.
If he makes it through the day without telling the truth, his soul is mine. A deal was struck. A lady he wanted to meet. A price to be paid. Well, today is the deadline. And soon he'll be mine.
Maybe the cab didn't come yet. Maybe she's not gonna come. Maybe this isn't gonna work out at all. No. Oh, you look gorgeous. Oh. That is the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, this old thing? Mom always said wear this because it covered me up so well.
You've got a lot to cover.
I'm very glad to come to your house to see. I feel like you can get to know a person by the way they decorate their house.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
And also, I was very confused by the way that you talked to me last night. It didn't make any sense. I felt like you were trying to tell me something important, and then you would talk about the A's game.
Yeah. Aren't men wonderful? What time is it exactly? We need to synchronize our watches.
Sure. I have 8:35.
Uh-huh. Well, I just want to tell you. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think we're going to make it. I think I'm not the man for you. I think you're ugly. And you have no social graces. And everything you do offends me.
Tell me the truth.
But only sometimes.
You know your mother would want you to tell her the truth.
Shut up, you little white thing!
You mean all those things that you said that were so nice to me were not true?
Of course they were. Tell her.
Well,
What are you, on a mission?
I'm a guy of the 80s. I don't know what I want.
I'm very confused. I keep thinking that you really care about me, and then you really hurt my feelings.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
My feelings, I know.
You're a sensitive guy of the 80s, so admit that you were wrong.
Want a Diet Coke?
Changing the subject again.
What time is it?
Go ahead and tell her.
8:45.
A few more hours.
Listen, can you come back later when I'm feeling...
No, you have to tell her.
Can you come back later when I have feelings?
Lord, if I leave now, I'm not coming back. Ever.
Make her stay, make her stay.
Let me show you my collections. My snapshots. See, here I am standing next to President Reagan. It's just a cutout, but I paid $5. Looks like we're friends, doesn't it?
Hold her close. Get to the important stuff. Come on. You haven't got much time.
You're acting strange again. You're breathing heavy.
Yes.
Clearing your throat a lot, and your drink is that you were going to give me. You're drinking it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, take what's left.
You can talk to me.
Can I?
Yes.
I have on good authority that if you're honest with her, she'll have sex with you.
Remember the deal!
And I hear she's wild in the sack.
Why don't you tell me about yourself?
So it's only a little lie.
Well, I grew up right down the street from my church. It's a lovely Lutheran church.
That's interesting.
You hate church.
And I started off in the Sunday school program, and I loved it so much that I became the teacher's pet.
She's a whippet!
And then I got into the Luther League, and that was great fun, and I helped to organize all the gatherings.
It's the repressed women that are balls of fire. Open up to her.
And then we would go on conventions and meet other Luther Leaguers.
All the money, all the fame you wanted, poof,
I
gone.
sang in the choir too.
Are you going to pass up a chance to burn in hell for the rest of your life while this guy sticks hot prongs into your body?
No! Don't pass that up!
Ever been to the Riviera?
Oh no.
I was thinking about making reservations there next year.
Next year?
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, of course, I don't know. Maybe you're allergic to French people. I don't know.
What are you saying
I
to
don't
me?
know what I'm saying.
You're doing it again. You're driving me crazy.
Tell her.
Don't.
Tell her.
Don't.
Don't be a sissy. Tell her.
Don't.
Go ahead. Tell her. Tell her now. Quickly. Quickly tell her.
I'll get you another Diet Coke.
And right over here we have the library. As you know, not many houses on this street libraries. As you can see, all these bookcases are built in. And isn't that a wonderful granite fireplace there?
Closing cost points.
And I just know your wife will love the solarium. Oh, here she is. Come in, come in. This is, I was just telling your husband, this is the library. And,
Oh, it's
and
delightful.
down here, that hall is the solarium.
Oh,
Handyman's dream.
Herbert, a solarium.
And as you see, out through these French doors is the award-winning rose garden.
Oh, I just
Balloon
love
payment.
Rose.
In fact, let me show you this Sunset magazine article about this very
Fannie Mae
property.
repossession. Urban homesteading.
Darling, look. The house has been featured in what is this, Sunset Magazine?
This is Sunset magazine. Yes, 1940. Well, it was a while ago.
The gardens are still lovely.
Honey, we had to offer them $120,000 more than they were asking just to see the place.
I'm sure I've looked at your financial portfolio. If you extend yourselves just a little bit, you'll be able to afford this place.
Wait, darling, I could start selling my beer can jewelry that I've just been I wouldn't mind. I've been rather bored. I could bring some more income in.
Honey, I can't go back to selling my blood. That was in college.
Well, on the third floor there are maids' quarters with a finished bath, and you could rent those out perhaps.
We could rent that out, perhaps.
And that would help with your mortgage payment.
And that would help with our mortgage
Which
payment.
is only
You're
going
gonna have to
be...
go back to work as a maid if we try to buy this house.
If you put 25% down, you'll only have to pay $6,000 a month.
$6,000 a month.
Well, surely you knew, looking at such a property, that... Surely you knew, looking in the Berkeley Hills.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of People Want to Know. I am Dr. Morton Eukenandel, and this is your show. We're going to ask you to welcome an expert in the field of real estate who will answer all of your questions about real estate. He's from the Red Line Real Estate Agency. His name is Daryl Quicksilver. Daryl on the show before, and people just can't get enough of him because everybody has money to burn these days. So we'd like to find out, what is the dope on getting a good deal on the real estate market?
Well, there are certain terms, of course, that all people should be familiar with when looking at property and preparing themselves to buy. Certain terms like fixed interest, adjustable loans, balloon payments. They derive their names from simple terms. For instance, fixed is like racing. It's fixed so you can't win. Balloon payments. Balloon payments come from the concept of, we all have some children, of the joy of receiving something that is so wonderful but is fragile. And just like a balloon, it can be popped and you're in hell. So, I will be handing something out at the end, and there are a few of those terms that you should familiarize yourself with. But enough of that for now. Perhaps we should go directly to questions.
Absolutely. For those of you who did hand in questions, we'd like you to raise your hand and ask the questions of Mr. Quicksilver. Just shout them out.
What's the advantage of buying a house as opposed to renting it?
That's a basic real estate question, isn't it? Are there any?
Well, certainly. For one thing, your landlord can't wake you up at 8 in the morning, which is a subtle but important difference. Plus, you can trash the place, and who cares?
Another question, perhaps?
How can a young person get into the housing market?
A key.
I thought you were speaking Spanish for a minute. As we know, Mr. Quicksilver has some very creative financing schemes for people who don't have credit cards, don't even have jobs. And I'd like him to share that with us, ways that you can get into the housing market without a key.
Well, we have customized some programs of our own here at Redline. We have a specialty called Arm and a Leg Loan. It's where we put you out on a limb for good. Now it's a rather... This gentleman probably has one, actually, judging by the friendly
I think you got
feeling
all the
towards-
cassettes and everything.
You've seen that. We'll go into that later, but there is a program you can get with a book, briefcase, and cassettes.
How can I qualify if I have no visible means of support?
Are you asking me or him? Are you talking about brassieres?
How can you... No, I think he's talking about qualifying. Now, you mean in the real estate market,
Yes,
of course, yes. Well, it depends on who your agent is and the banker. Sometimes not having support can be an advantage. For instance, let's say you go for a loan that is not a natural 30-year fix, but the 15 type, and it has an amortized factor that comes due at the end of 3 years, but the second is out to a private party, and the third is held by a private institution. Now, if the third institution comes back and says that they can't hold the property directly, but would rather have it held in bond under the second party, then sometimes the first lender will qualify you directly, realizing that in the case that you aren't able to keep payments up, it will go directly to the third party and they're protected.
And Quicksilver has diagrammed this out in his book, and it's to connect the dots.
These are flow charts, and all you need to do is follow the numbers. I find that by making you do it with pencil, you're more apt to actually study it and learn it.
Any other burning questions
It
for...
sounds to me like it would be an advantage to be in the dope business. Could you expound on that, please?
Well, that's true, but that has nothing to do with real estate.
Another question from down front?
Could you talk more about bondage in real estate?
Yes. Bondage is an important element, especially if you want to protect yourself in the case of a partnership. Often in a partnership, the interests are equal, but sometimes there is a dominant partner and one that is coming in at an inferior level. In that case, bondage can play an issue or a factor in the way it's structured, such that if one person wants to leave that relationship, they don't feel used.
Real estate is life. Mr. Quicksilver said, any final
Any
questions?
really good buys left?
Oh, of course. Any buy is a good buy.
That's in real estate and in dope. So, I want to thank Mr. Quicksilver for taking the time out.
Darling, I've got the rest of the chops.
Marjorie, you know, this whole thing has just made me lose my appetite for slaughtering carcasses.
Oh, I know, darling, but there's no other way we can keep the manor house.
Yes, but barbecues for these busloads of Texas tourists.
Well, darling, would you rather we sold it and moved to a tiny flat in London and...
Oh, my pet, don't talk that way.
You're so bloody. I just think that it's very important to hold on to the home of your fathers and their fathers and their fathers for our sons and our daughters. And if it means dealing with bloody carcasses, then so be it.
Well, I guess the only thing I really object to is
that hat.
my father gave me this hat, you know that.
It was from the Crimea, wasn't it?
I've only taken it off 6 times in the 43 years we've been married.
I know.
I only take it off in times of great distress. It's sort of like flying the Union Jack upside down.
I wish you would take it off in times of great passion.
That's what this whole thing is really about, isn't it?
Yes.
Angelica.
Yes, it is. It is, George. It's about my passion for you and yours for me and ours for our home.
And how all but one of those passions has waned in the last few years.
George.
Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry too.
It's just I'm so tired all the time of cutting up the beef and lighting the grill and going to the hat makers to have those plastic 10-gallon hats made. saying yow all the time.
George, I'm tired too. I'm tired of trying to stifle my laughter every time you get into bed with that hat on. It really is. It's most difficult, you know. I need to burst out laughing, George. George. You're so funny in that floppy hat.
It's not the only floppy thing that's come between us, is it, my dear?
George, I didn't want to bring that up. Should never do.
Damn it! Ever since this whole Manor House affair, I feel unmanned.
George, I think we should sell the house and move to Mallorca. You know, living is cheaper there. We could lay in the sun and get our passion and our youth back, and we wouldn't have to kill small animals to feed hungry hordes.
Well,
we could sell this house.
My dear, if it means I'll never have to say, y'all come back now, I'll do it.
George, will you swear off any kind of hats forever?
Well, perhaps. There is one more hat I'd like to wear.
Oh, George.
Must sign.
But wait! Mr. Montague, I have arranged the loan.
My hero! Oh!
Curses!
You expect me to trade some of my cards for all that stuff?
Why, certainly not. You're not going to get all these Barbies.
And their very own house. We've been saving forever.
And look, we even got 2 kids.
So we don't need you and your baseball cards.
Oh yeah? Well, I have Joe DiMaggio without any stains on him.
Maybe we could rent him the other bedroom.
I have a Rocky Colavito before he was with Detroit.
Do you ever meet Jackie Robinson?
Was he with the Shadows? What was he with? The Spinners?
My Ken and Barbie are living upstairs. And my Ken and Barbie will take the master bedroom.
Where did mine go?
And
Oh, it's just a question.
Well, you can have the gardening shed.
Bobby, come here. I got an idea.
I like the way you decorated your room. Thank you.
Let's dress up our
I really like that
in those
bed.
three-piece Ken suits and pretend they're bankers and they're repossessing Barbie's house.
What are we having for dinner? Let's have our favorite spaghetti-o and Oscar Mayer wieners. Then we're having. Come in.
Hi! We're here to take back everything you own.
We're repossessing your possessions. We have the mortgage on your house. We're bankers. and if you don't pay the mortgage, then we'll take these recoilless rifles and kill you.
Bobby, we'll trade. You don't need to play dirty.
Wasn't my idea.
This is it. We finally did it.
Okay.
Our own place.
Oh, it's ours.
Oh, look. The sink works. Oh. Hey, let's yell. Fuck you!
I'm gonna hammer a nail in the wall.
Oh, this is it, baby. Now we can start our family. We have all our dreams and hopes and everything just in our little place here.
Oh, Ken, that was such a wonderful moment. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. 1 month later, the sink broke, flooded the kitchen into the hallway, ruined totally the wall carpet, and we had a horrible fight. Look at the view, honey.
I know.
The Oakland Tribune building. And there's the Silver Dragon over there.
Oh, good. I'm hungry.
How can something that seems so right be so wrong? Still don't know, I guess.
What color shall we paint our room?
Slate gray. It's very sexy.
Yes.
You know, I thought I knew her, actually. We'd been together quite a while, but it's the little things you have to decide and both live with.
I kind of like peach.
It doesn't go with slate gray.
And the worst part was we weren't really expressing what we really wanted. The resentments built, and it was the flood that started it. Our relationship deteriorated very fast. Every nail hole in the wall was another fight. And then when the garage, when I went through the garage door with the car, his whole personality changed. He turned into a maniac. I had never seen that side of him before. I left that night.
No, I don't ever want to leave this place.
Oh, I know. We'll be here forever, won't we?
For me, possessions were important. They were something I owned and paid for. For her, I just paid for them. She did with them what she wanted.
Honey, when can we buy the furniture?
No rush. It's our place. We can sit on the floor if we want.
I had never realized that he valued his possessions more than me. I see in the paper now that he's bought a huge high-rise downtown and is leasing out office space for just amazing fees and is buying 3 other buildings.
I thought the toast crumbs on her couch were because it was old and tattered and she didn't care. I had the she didn't care part right.
Oh, honey, I'm so in love with this house, and I'm so in love with you, and I never want this moment to end. I was so naive. I wouldn't own a piece of property now if you gave it to me.
I was so naive. I wouldn't share a piece of property
That was Flash Family's look at mortgages. Let's see, for our last piece, what's something that doesn't give you the blues?
Music.
Music. Thank you. What a coincidence! Saxophones and pianos. I love them too. Way to go, Joe. I love the clarinet. I love the way the music goes.
Testify,
I'll sing anything from ragtime to zydeco. Yeah, I got the music in my soul. When I stand still and start to rock and roll, put me out on a dance floor. Turn the music on and pass the door. I run in and out so fast it will be a pain.
This is the time we make up words. Sing a song. Yeah, this is the time we make up words. We make up a tune, we sing a song.
That's what we do.
If I had any idea what was next, I'd have you sing along.
Well, the music business is a crazy, crazy world. The famous people can't tell if they're boys or girls. You got Michael Jackson and all the weird stuff that he pulls, and sometimes the people go out and act crazy and clear down the stage, and everything goes crazy, and people are jumping up in the air and screaming and yelling and screaming down the crowd. They're just too crazy.
We want to thank you very much for coming to the last of our 6 performances in this run. I feel that I should be honest with you and tell you that we are coming back in November for a short 3-show run. First 3 weeks of November, you'll be home in time for Thanksgiving. And we'd like to thank many people who came tonight to be a part of this, not the least of which is our house manager and fire marshal, Mr. Ed Buckley. Also, the woman whose hands we put ourselves in this evening, who improvised along with us all night on lights, Linda Penzoni. And once again, the magic fingers of the Joe Polino Trio. Joe Polino, Paul Schwartz, and an unnamed drum machine. And also, who did we leave out? Oh, I don't know. The script didn't tell me. Why don't we introduce ourselves, the Flash Family Players, Keith Anderson. Yeah.